What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Fresh
Squeeze.
Podcast. And today, before we get right into it with the Fresh Squeeze, got some adjustments that we're making. You know, we're new to this, not only podcast scene, but also to the YouTube scene. And we're always making adjustments to our formula. And after 3 episodes, we definitely decided episodes have been way too long. And so you'll notice this video is a lot shorter. And the topic is a little less broad. That way, you know, we can get it in a short amount of time and get you guys something y'all can enjoy in a short time. So for that, though, we're going to be extending the amount of episodes. So we'll be doing 5 episodes a week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So it's 5 total episodes. Hopefully, our fans out there are happy to see us a little bit more, and you won't have such a long wait in between. And yeah, we'll keep these coming out. Appreciate all the support so far. And a quick reminder from our sponsor, Einfach brand. It's my brand, so I'm sponsoring it. But link in the description. 10% off code is squeeze at checkout. I would really appreciate it if you guys helped us out there. Would mean a lot. But we're gonna get right into it. The topic for today is, you know, staying motivated and training during quarantine. So, Mr. Melvin, what have you been doing, focusing on during this quarantine?
I mean, one of the main things is obviously, like you said, episode 1, Harden Beer getting going again, but
Getting going again?
Hmm?
Getting going again?
Yeah, like it stopped, like it got put on pause for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like I had put it on pause, just focusing on other things. Now it's like my mind is triggered to go ahead and make this growth connect. So yeah, we get into it over here.
Yeah, nah, that's just nah. You need to just give it up and just look, man. It's Jason Tatum right now. It's solid. Maybe Jason Tatum. Like it's like pre 30 points per game, Jason Tatum.
I mean, at least I'm in the league, right?
I mean, but anybody can have a beard. That doesn't, you know what? Like,
Just let me rock. Just let me rock.
get into it. Get into it.
Other than my beard training, man, as far as basketball, man, I haven't had access to a goal since quarantine started. I was able to go shoot before, but when they said like we got to stay like really in the house, I didn't have a real goal to shoot on. So a lot of my stuff's been online, just looking at different film and breaking it down. Honestly, just really focusing on the mental aspect. Obviously, I'm still working out, working on my body, and doing different ball handling drills and stuff like that. But a lot of it is just studying the game. Studying all these top guards and just actually just watching full games of how they approach the game, and also listening to different interviews that they have about their mentality, what they like to do before games, like how they see the game, stuff like that. I know specifically like guys like Harden. I've watched and just watched how they dribble. I think we were kind of talking about it the other day. We were doing something, and I just talked about the spacing that they had on the court and the way like they kind of approach the game in the aspect, like different combos they have and stuff like that. So I've really been delving deep into that aspect of the game. And today actually got the basketball goal hooking up in the backyard. So hopefully by the end of today, I'll have the goal back and we'll be able to get that work in for sure. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But yeah, but what kind of struggles have you had so far in quarantine, if any, finding the gym?
It's definitely hard not having a gym, but for me, especially when it comes to training, but also life in general, I always try and find the advantage of every situation. And the big advantage for me has been, having this time to myself so I can kind of, obviously physically review the film of the last season and see
Mhm.
what I need to improve on, but also kind of on a more spiritual level, almost kind of go in and look what are the different beliefs in my mind and kind of in my soul that have held me back from really achieving what I wanted to achieve, or where I can improve. And
Mhm.
so I encourage everybody to do that. Whether you're a basketball player or not, that's something I think is just a part of God's design to kind of help all of us to get in check with ourselves and really take an honest look at what's going on in our lives. And really, and I mean, you're closed off anyways kind of from the public, but you're able to kind of just take time and figure out who you are as a person, and what you actually want. So I've been taking a lot of time to set goals as well. And
Mhm.
this is huge. It's huge because I found, at least, that I thought I was kind of pursuing certain things, but when I look back to kind of my daily thoughts and what I'm focusing on, it didn't really line up fully with what I was trying to do. Not even necessarily in a negative way, but some of the thoughts and beliefs that I had just didn't serve me and in the way I needed them to. And without this time to myself, I would have just been going and going and going. So
Yeah.
the lack of access to a gym and pickup runs and pro am tournaments and everything has really helped me to just kind of slow down, take a breath, and figure out, all right, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. This is what I need to get there. And yeah, now I'm just at the point to where I'm obviously continuing to make progress in those areas, but just really excited to when things for when things get started back up, because now I feel like I have a jump on people who maybe didn't take advantage of that time. And obviously, been playing a little bit of 2K and kind of just relaxing, enjoying the first part of the off season. I think that's a very underrated part, and one of the reasons I'm really glad to have the job of being a professional basketball player, because there are still people out there working, helping us get through this crisis, and just want to take some time and say thank you. And if any of you are watching, we really appreciate you. And if you have any family members in that field, I know your mom is in the medical field.
Mhm.
Don't take them for granted. Just let them know that their work is really appreciated. And it's a tough time right now. They're on overdrive, and they're really making this thing work, helping
Mhm.
us get back to normalcy. So
Yeah, for sure. Like you were saying, I was kind of talking to my mom earlier about like the situation, and I had a lot of respect for her being able to go out and do that. Uh, Mom, if you're watching the podcast, I appreciate you. If I don't say it enough, so shout out to my mom right there. But yeah, it's a tough situation with everything. But being able to have that family time, I say, is probably a big plus. If you look on the positive side of this, I've been able to sit down and just spend some time with my family that I usually don't get to spend. Uh, Sister and I have sat down and watched some movies together, enjoyed our time together. My dad and I have gotten closer, putting up the basketball hoop, just chatting. Uh, just having that family time is probably a really big thing that everybody should be taking advantage of at this moment with all this uncertainty and everything going on. But to kind of keep, the conversation rolling. Um, Other thing, like as far as my mindset going into, um, I guess this kind of hiatus that the world is in right now, I've kind of been focusing on not only the mental side, but you still have to do things physically. Uh, for the hoopers that enjoy just completely working on their craft. I found a lot of videos, not only working on the mental game and just seeing the game differently, but also different ways and movements that I can put my body in to put myself in the best position to have success. Like you've been saying, I kind of been looking at the film from last season as well, and just seeing, all right, well, what am I good at? What am I not so good at? Just trying to take that leap and grow from there. I think this time is really just the time to really develop yourself um, as you go along. I mean, like we said, in the first 2 episodes, if you don't come out of the end of this with a new skill or just better and more polished in your craft than before, then you've really kind of wasted your time. What are some ways that you've kind of, you know, honed in on your craft that you haven't, you had to get creative with, especially with quarantine being going on?
Oh man, a lot of ways. Like I said, I watched a lot of film and didn't get to play as much at the point guard position as I would have liked to.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, the first team just had some established guards who had been there 1 to 2 seasons prior already, and plus, and coach just had a little bit more faith in them, and kind of saw me as a guy who would be able to bring a different twist if he needed it, but when push came to when push came to shove, he was going to give the reins over to them, which is understandable. Uh, and then with this team, we weren't as big as that team as that first team, so it was hard because we had a bunch of smaller guards, and who could play,
Right.
and the only place you could really put them for the most part was at the one, to preserve matchups, and so I was able to get in at the one uh, as much as I could, and so that's what I've really been reviewing and working on those point guard skills, just different ball screen reads. And obviously, if you're by yourself, working on ball screen reads is difficult. But like we talked about in the last episode, you got to have that creative mindset and visualize a defender in front of you, and go through those drills with the same amount of intensity as if it were a real game, and just kind of read the game in that same way. Understand, like, okay, this isn't just air in front of me. You
Mhm.
know, when I'm in the game, a defender is going to step outside the lane here, so I got to take a step over.
Right.
Those are just kind of the small things that have really helped my game in this time, and I feel the progress every day. And that's been my main focus, is just making progress every day,
Right.
making progress every day, and getting ready for when things open back up. That's the major key. It's disadvantageous to a lot of us right now, and we just got to make the best of it. And at the end, we're all in the same boat. So as long as you're doing everything you can to continue to improve every day, you're not going to be behind when this thing's over, because I can promise you that second, that third guy, they're not even worried about it. They're just kind of taking a break right
Right. Yeah, man, you almost made me tear up a little bit when you talked about, the lack of gym access and the proams and all that. I almost shed a tear on that one, man. But you guys will get ready to take a break right now. We'll see you guys in a second.
It's time to write your story. Time to let your imagination go. Where do you want to live? What car do you want to drive? What places do you want to see? It's all up to you now. It's your story to write. Leave the story of your past behind and write a new one. And be ready to live what you write, because this story will be like no other. But it will share one thing with all of their stories. This story will start with a hero, and that hero is you.
now. All right, guys, welcome back to the Fresh
Squeeze.
podcast. And we're going to wrap this thing up here real shortly. One more thing. What's one thing you've been doing? One specific thing. We talked about a lot of general things, but what's one specific thing that you're doing right now that you can, suggest some other people do that's really been helping you?
Oh man. Well, like I was saying, hooping wise, um, ball handling drills is what I've really been focusing on. And one thing about that is really moving my feet. When I'm doing these moves, I realized, after looking at my film from this past season, I did a lot of moves that allowed me to get to where I wanted to. But if you want to be like more shifty with it, or you want to have a quicker handle with it, you got to keep your feet moving. I realized like I can do it between the legs cross, and then my feet will stop. But if I kept it moving, then it allows me to sell here more and then come back. So really just, keep your feet chopping as you're doing any type of move that you're doing, and you'll see the difference. Like it has helped my handle out a lot. Like I'm doing stationary ball handling, and then when I finally go into moving and I'm doing those combinations, like I do it in and out, right behind the back, then pull it back between my legs. It's simple, and the ball sticks to your hand a lot more. So really just focus on chopping your feet like you're a football player, and just keeping them going as you're going across.
Are you doing just one ball, two balls? Should they be doing two ball handling or just one ball?
I
Which
mean, I've been doing one. I have like the other ball that I've done it some with two balls, but like there's a big difference. Like I have one that's like a regular size, and then I have one that's like a mini, like just a smaller kid's ball. So I don't really do two ball a lot. I just really go hard on the one ball uh, drills, but really just like pounding the ball, making sure that it sticks to my hand. The ball that I use specifically is kind of worn out, so the grip on it uh, isn't great. So that helps me a lot. Really practice with a ball that doesn't have much grip. You can put a plastic bag on your ball. That helps a lot. I've been doing that some too. It really makes you just gets your handle tighter. If you put those two steps together, I think that'll help you a lot for sure. What's some stuff that you've been getting into?
I've been working a lot on my conditioning. Um, it was really good in the season. Felt great, and just want to make sure that that stays that way because in high school it was good, but I wasn't able to play as much in transition as I am now, and
Mm.
so I just really want to keep that up. I got a new toy. I got a little altitude mask, which is ironic because I'll be running around the neighborhood with it, and I'm not sure if people think I'm just like paranoid with the corona thing or if they understand that I'm training, but it's kind of cool. Little Darth Vader action going on. So
Hey,
I've
okay.
been, I've been having a lot of fun with that, running some hills, stuff like that. Kind of getting back to the roots back in second to third grade when I was running cross country. So yeah, it's been fun kind of getting back to that, just running around outside, getting some fresh air and working on the conditioning at the same time.
Mm.
But guys, we're running out of time here, so we got a big announcement. You might have noticed we said 5 episodes of the Fresh Squeeze, and that's not all. That's not all here from 24/8 Productions. Want to announce we're gonna have a new series debuting tomorrow. All right, I can't tell y'all any more than that. New series. It's going to be airing on Mondays and Thursdays. Stay tuned. Some of you guys have been asking for this. So I need y'all in the comment sections, not only on this one, telling us that you're hyped for it, but also on the next one and going ahead liking that one up tomorrow when it drops because y'all have been asking me for it. So, you know, we're going to deliver on that and hopefully you guys really mess with it.
Squeeze always delivers.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Uh, you got anything else for them, man? Anything else they need to do?
Just a final thought, man. Just make sure you tell us like what you guys have been doing during quarantine. Anything to stay sane or how you guys been training for all the hoopers out there. Let us know something. We might find an idea, we might latch onto it and we start doing it ourselves. So yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, man, we're in this thing to learn, not only about YouTube and podcasting, but also, hey, if you got any tips for us about, how we can improve our mental game or any drills that you personally like, hey, I'm all open for it. I know Melvin's open for it. So right there in the comment section, along with that, you guys already know the drill. Like it on up. Get those likes going so some more people can get this info. And of course, subscribe and turn on the notifications because you don't want to miss what's coming tomorrow. Melvin, you've already seen it. You know what's coming, man. Let them know.
Just make sure you're Noti gang, guys. Make sure you get the squeeze while it's fresh. Because if it's not the squeeze while it's fresh
It's not us.
at all.
We'll see you guys. We're signing off.
Squeeze out.